Right now, one person on your team can maybe onboard 5 customers a week. I'm going to show you how to make that 20 without hiring anyone and without anyone on your team writing a single welcome email. Here's where the time goes. Someone signs up with a form, you write them a welcome email, build a setup checklist, email them a form, log them, then chase them when they go quiet. Multiply that by every sign up. Now here's the kicker. The second they signed up, you had everything that you needed. So I built a system that does all of it and only pulls in a human for the accounts that are actually stuck. Let me show you how. This is how it's going to look like. This is that first workflow. You'll see it's completed. We have our CRM that's populated. This is that first welcome email that's going to get sent out to the customer once they sign up on the SaaS platform. It's going to have an intake form link. And this is that second workflow. When the customer finishes the intake form, this is the email we send them where we say, hey, thank you for filling out the intake form and welcome aboard. This signals the end of the onboarding process. But if the customer doesn't do it in the first try, we have a third workflow. This third workflow is going to nudge our customer if they still haven't filled out the intake form. This is the route it's going to take. And then once that goes through, this is the email that's going to get sent out. This is just a nudge again with the same intake form link, encouraging them to fill out the form and complete the onboarding. And if they still don't manage to do that, we're going to take this particular lower route in the same workflow, and we're going to end up with a Slack channel alert, which requires a human to intervene. We're going to next see how exactly to build this all out using Claude Code and N8N. First, let's look at what this workflow is going to look like after we build it out. So this is our SaaS customer onboarding workflow. The business that we're using here is, just as an example, a SaaS business, although you can apply it to any other business. The first flow is going to be the new sign up with a personalized welcome. A SaaS customer makes a new sign up. The Claude agent will write a welcome email, send it through Gmail, and of course log it in our CRM. So this is a nice, simple workflow, right? After that, what we need from the customer further is for them to fill out an intake form that's going to ask them for further details. It's only when they provide this information to our business is when we're only going to be able to move forward. So after they fill out the intake form, we of course match the customer in our CRM, and we mark that customer as provisioned, which means we've got the information after they signed up with us. And in this first sign up email, we're going to send them the link to this intake form. Now we also have finally a third workflow, which is going to be a daily watcher, which is going to run on a daily schedule. It's going to scan our CRM. And then if we send the welcome email to them with the intake form link and the customer hasn't filled out the form, we send them a nudge again through email. And this is after 2 days have passed from us sending the welcome email and the customer not having taken action. In case we've already nudged them and it's been 2 days after we nudged them, that's when we try to involve a person from our team. And so a Slack message will go out to a particular person or a channel, and once it's notified in the channel, someone from our team can pick up and actually, be humanly involved in trying to get that customer active. Now let's see how we can build this in Claude Code plus N8N. I'm inside VS Code. I'm connected to my Claude Code extension, and you'll see this is the N8N builder folder of mine. This is the folder that has the MCP connection to N8N. So this is where the MCP connection lives, and it's connected to the N8N self-hosted instance that I use. You'll see I already have the prompt for the first workflow, which is the one that sends the welcome email along with the intake form link to the customer when someone signs up on this business's website and pays for the service. I'm going to scroll through this slowly. Feel free to have a look, screenshot it, but this is what I'm going to shoot over to Claude Code and see what happens. Okay, so actually it's built the workflow and it's actually testing it. It's testing it by posting a webhook, and I'll let you know what that means in a second. But you'll see it says the live run succeeded, execution so and so completed with status success. Okay, so let's take a look at what our workflow looks like and what it actually tested. All right, so this is the workflow that it built. You'll see it just has a few nodes. It starts with the webhook, and the webhook is basically mimicking the request that would come in when a customer signs up for your service, and this webhook then receives that request and then moves forward. So because we don't actually have a live website where we can receive a request from, so what Claude was trying to do in that last screen grab that I shared with you was it was hitting this particular webhook. It's then going to prepare the AI prompt. It's going to send it to an AI agent writer, and it's going to send the email using my Gmail and then log it to our CRM. So let's hit executions and see what happens. So this is the latest one. You'll see it pass through all of the nodes. Now let's look at our CRM to see what happens. Is the name of the customer, the company, the email address is mine. This is for testing purposes. The use case they have signed up for is adding or automating customer support ticket triage. This is the sign up date, and the status you'll see is welcomed info requested. Now let's go take a look at whether we actually received this email. So I went to my Gmail inbox, and this is the email we received. It says, "Hi Jordan, getting started with NotWin Labs is quick and exciting. It's giving us information on the various things that this person needs to do to be able to get fully up and running." And you'll see that the next step, it says, is filling out the intake form. And this is the form link that's going to trigger our next workflow. And this is the place where we will start asking the customer for important details that we need from them to be able to completely onboard them onto our SaaS platform. Isn't this amazing? So if I go back to the workflow, and then this is the prepare AI prompt node. And so this is where it provides the new customer sign up details. All of this is coming from the webhook. And it says, write the welcome email body now. And inside the system message is where you can specify what that particular email should contain, right? So if you want the email to look exactly the same to each customer that goes out, you can customize it, or rather set it in stone at this particular point so that each customer gets basically the same email with their personal details being the only point of difference. So this was a nice, simple first workflow. Someone signs up on our platform, we send them a welcome email along with the intake form link. Now let's head back to N8N and build our second workflow. Feel free to take a screenshot of this particular prompt. I'm going to scroll through it slowly, but this is the one that's going to build the second workflow where we nudge the customer to fill out our intake form. And if that doesn't happen in a timely fashion, we also send a Slack message to our own team to be able to take it from there. The entire workflow, it's trying to scope the nodes, the form trigger, etc., updating the Google role and sending the confirmation email. After this is done, I'll come back and show you how it looks like. Wonderful, so it looks like it's done. It's given me the form link, and I will go back to my N8N. All right, so it looks nice and simple. You see, it's a simple workflow. This is an N8N form. After I submit it, it's gonna match the customer using their email that they fill out in this form. And after they match it, they're gonna update the onboarding status in the sheet and send a confirmation email, which is basically, so this is the form that came up, and these are the details I filled out. These are just dummy details, but you'll see the account email is the same one that we have in our CRM. So I'm gonna hit on submit, see what happens to the workflow. Okay, so it didn't completely execute. Let me see what's happening with the executions. All right, so you'll see it's succeeded, but it didn't go past the first workflow. That's because I was trying to enter the details and it took me a bit of time. So let me try this again. Okay, so I filled out the workflow, gonna hit submit again. This time, let's see what happens. Okay, perfect. So the first time what I'd done is I hadn't hit execute workflow. I just opened the node and filled out the form. So now that it looks like we've already got a confirmation email and the onboarding status should have been updated, let's look at our CRM and see what happened. So first of all, you'll see that the status has changed to info received provision, which means we've received the information from the customer that we needed. You will see the notes section says all of the details that we filled out in the form, just so we know what the customer filled out, even if later we might need it, right? Now let's go see if we actually received the email. Okay, perfect. So it says, "Hi Jordan, thanks for sending over your setup details. We've received everything and your account provisioning is now underway. Here's what happens next and welcome aboard." So no action is needed, as it says, from the customer anymore. And this is where the onboarding flow finishes, right? So this is the workflow that made it happen. But of course, in the real world, this is not as simple as it looks. No customer is going to do it at the first try. So then we're going to build our last and final workflow where we actually nudge the customer to fill out this intake form at the earliest so that we can finish the onboarding process. So let's go see what that looks like next. Okay, so I'm back in Claude Code for workflow number 3, the daily watcher and the escalation for the onboarding system. Again, I'm going to scroll slowly. Feel free to take a screenshot, but this is what that prompt looks like. And I'm going to shoot it over to Claude Code. Okay, so as before, it's doing a step-by-step build to see what it needs to do, etc. It's building it out. It's talking about the nudge branch. The escalate branch is next, and the sticky note, right? And it's connected. Let's go to N8N to see what happened. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You'll see this is a bit more complicated than the first two workflows, but we'll take it step by step. Let's start with the first node. So this is going to be a daily onboarding watcher. I think it might be a daily trigger each day that happens at 9 a.m. After this, it's going to go to our CRM and get all of the customer records that we have, right? And then after that, it's going to categorize that by rows, meaning it's going to probably sort them by the status in which each customer is. By status, I mean this particular status. And after that, it's going to route by status, right? So it's either going to go down the nudge branch or the escalate branch. Now for the nudge, as the sticky note actually says, for the nudge branch, the logic that we have in place is if it's been 2 days plus since we sent that customer the welcome email, we're now going to nudge them. And so it's going to prepare the nudge launch, send it to an AI agent that is going to send over the email, and we're going to mark that customer as nudged. For the escalate branch, it's going to happen when it's been 2 days plus that the nudge has been sent and there's still no response from the customer. So it's going to prepare the escalation prompt, again use an AI agent, but this time what it's going to do is instead of sending an email, because we've sent one already, it's going to send it to a Slack channel of our choice and then mark that lead as needs human intervention. So let's actually see how to test this out. So to test this out, I am back in my CRM. And what I'm going to change is the status. So I'm going to move it to the previous status when we had first sent the welcome email. Now this is for us to test the nudge portion of the workflow. So I moved it back to what it used to be when we first sent the welcome email. And then I'm going to backdate this to the 24th, which is 2 days plus from today's date, right? Today's the 27th. So once I've made these changes, and again, this is just to test this workflow, let's try to execute the workflow. Okay, so you see it's gone down the nudge branch, it's sending it to the AI agent, the nudge email should have been sent, and our contact should have been marked as nudged. So let's go here and you'll see that the status is now nudged. Isn't that amazing? Now let's go take a look at the email. All right, so you'll see we have the email. It says you're just one quick step away from getting fully set up, and it sends over the same intake form link that we've seen in our previous workflow. So now that this branch has been tested out, this upper branch, let's see what happens when we need to escalate this. So again, let's go back to our CRM, and this time I'm gonna push this even further out and make our last activity date as the 24th. So remember, our status is nudged. So we've sent out the nudge email once, and then it's been 2 days plus since today's date, which is the 27th. Now let's go and hit the same workflow and see what happens. Okay, this time it's gone down the escalate route. It sent a Slack message and also marked it as needing human. Let's go look at the CRM. You'll see it says needs human, which is perfect. You'll see there's an error here because what we have in the dropdown is needs human. It's probably a little different. You'll see the H is not capitalized here. So you just need to go into the workflow and then update that to be with the H capital, and it should not throw that error. Now let's go look at the Slack channel to see if we've actually received the alert. Okay, so I'm inside Slack. You'll see the channel's name is Lead Alerts. That's where we've sent it to in our workflow. And it says this onboarding escalation is for Jordan from Northwind Labs, and it needs a human. And you'll see it also has the ready to send out email that a human might want to send to Jordan. Isn't this amazing? So that's the full workflow. We started off with a customer needing to sign up on your platform, sending out the welcome email. In that welcome email, sending out a form intake link. And then once that is filled out, sending out an email again saying that onboarding is complete. And if it isn't, sending them a nudge after 2+ days. And then if it's still not complete, this final workflow is also going to take care of the escalation along with the nudge. Here's the part most people get wrong when they try to automate onboarding. They think the win is AI writing the emails. It's not. Claude writing an email maybe saves you about 2 minutes. The real win is the routing, the system deciding who needs a nudge, who needs a human, and who needs to be left completely alone because they're already set up. Watch what this thing refuses to do. It never emails the same customer twice. It never escalates someone who's already provisioned. It only ever pulls your team in for the 1 or 2 accounts that are genuinely stuck. That's the whole game. Automation isn't about removing people from the work. It's about making sure the only work a person ever touches is the work that actually needs a person. Get the routing right, and one person quietly does the job of 4. And that's the whole system. A customer signs up, gets a personal welcome email and a tailored checklist in seconds, sends their info back through one form, and gets chased automatically if they go quiet, with your team never touching any of it. The only time a real person steps in is the one account that's genuinely stuck. If you got value from this, subscribe. I build one of these real automations every week and break each one down the same way. And if you know a founder who's buried in onboarding, send them this video. It might just give them their whole week back. Thanks.